A family who helped a stranger. It was a cold and rainy evening in a small town called Greenwood. The streets were quiet, and most people were inside their homes, drinking hot tea and staying warm. The sky was dark, and heavy clouds covered the moon. In a small yellow house at the corner of Maple Street lived the Sharma family. The family was simple but full of love. There was Ramesh, the father, who worked as a school teacher. His wife, Sunita, was a kind homemaker. They had 2 children, Arav, who was 12 years old, and little Meera, who was only 7. That evening, Sunita was in the kitchen making hot vegetable soup. The smell of garlic and butter filled the house. Arav was doing his homework at the dining table, and Meera was drawing pictures with her crayons. Suddenly, there was a loud knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Everyone stopped. Ramesh looked at Sunita. Who could it be at this time? He asked softly. Sunita felt a little worried. Maybe someone needs help, she said. Ramesh walked slowly to the door and opened it carefully. Outside stood a man in his late 30s. His clothes were wet from the rain, and he looked very tired. His hair was messy, and his face showed fear and sadness. Please, can you help me? The man said in a weak voice. My car broke down near the highway. My phone battery is dead. I have been walking for a long time. Ramesh looked at him carefully. The man did not look dangerous. He looked helpless. Come inside, Ramesh said kindly. You are freezing. The man stepped in slowly. Water dropped from his clothes onto the floor. Sunita quickly brought a towel. Here, dry yourself, she said gently. Arav and Meera watched quietly. They had never seen this man before. My name is Ramesh, said the father. This is my family. The man smiled weakly. My name is Daniel. Thank you so much. I didn't know where to go. Sunita gave Daniel a warm cup of soup. His hands were shaking as he held it. This is the best thing I've had all day, Daniel said, his eyes filling with tears. After eating, Daniel slowly started to talk. I was driving to another city for work, he explained. But my car stopped working. I tried to call someone, but my phone died. I walked for hours in the rain. I thought no one would open the door for a stranger. Sunita smiled. Sometimes strangers just need a little kindness. Ramesh gave Daniel some dry clothes, one of his old shirts and pajamas. Daniel felt much better after changing. Please stay here tonight, Ramesh said. It is too late and too dangerous to go back now. Daniel looked surprised. Are you sure? I don't want to trouble you. You are not a trouble, Sunita said. You are our guest. That night, Daniel slept on the sofa in the living room. Before sleeping, he looked around the small house. It was not rich or fancy, but it felt warm and peaceful. The next morning, Meera woke up early and walked into the living room. Daniel was already awake, looking at a photo on the wall. That's my grandfather, Meera said proudly. He was very kind. Daniel smiled. I can see that kindness runs in the family. Sunita made breakfast, hot parathas and tea. Everyone ate together, and Daniel laughed with the children. He felt like he had known them for a long time. After breakfast, Ramesh took Daniel to the highway on his scooter to check the car. Arav wanted to come too, but he had school. The car was still there. A mechanic from a nearby shop came and fixed it. It took almost 2 hours. Daniel tried to give Ramesh money for all the help. Ramesh shook his head. No, just promise me that one day, you will help someone else in need. Daniel nodded seriously. I promise. Before leaving, Daniel wrote his phone number on a piece of paper and gave it to Sunita. If you ever need anything, please call me, he said. Then he drove away. Life slowly went back to normal for the Sharma family, but they often talked about Daniel and wondered how he was doing. 6 months later, one afternoon, Ramesh came home early from school. His face looked worried. What happened? Sunita asked. The school might close, Ramesh said. There are not enough funds. Many teachers may lose their jobs. Sunita felt scared. Ramesh was the only earning member of the family. That evening, the house felt heavy with silence. Suddenly, Ramesh's phone rang. Hello, he answered. A cheerful voice replied, Hello, Ramesh. This is Daniel. Ramesh's face lit up. Daniel, how are you? I'm good, Daniel said. And I have some news. I got a big job in Greenwood City. I'm moving there next week. That's wonderful, Ramesh said happily. I want to meet you and your family, Daniel added. A big surprise. A week later, Daniel came to their house again. But this time, he was wearing neat clothes and looked confident. He brought chocolates for Meera and a football for Arav. They all sat together, talking and laughing. Then Daniel became serious. Ramesh, that night you helped me. My life was at a very bad point, he said. I had just lost my job. I was going to another city for an interview. If I had not reached there the next day, I would not have gotten this job. Ramesh smiled. We only gave you food and a place to sleep. Daniel shook his head. No, you gave me hope. Daniel continued. I am now working with an educational trust. We help small schools that don't have money. Ramesh and Sunita looked at each other in surprise. Daniel smiled. Tell me the name of your school. Ramesh told him. Daniel made a phone call right there. After talking for a few minutes, he hung up and said, Your school will get funding from our trust. No teachers will lose their jobs. Sunita covered her mouth in shock. Arav jumped with joy. Ramesh's eyes filled with tears. Daniel, this is too much. Daniel smiled warmly. No, this is just kindness coming back. The real lesson. That night, after Daniel left, Meera asked her mother, Mama, why did we help a stranger that day? Sunita hugged her and said, Because every person is someone's family. And when we help others, the world becomes safer and kinder. Arav added, and maybe one day, someone will help us too. Ramesh smiled. Kindness is like a circle. It always comes back. From that day on, the Sharma family believed even more strongly in helping others. They started keeping extra food at home for anyone who might need it. Arav began helping new students at school. Mira shared her toys with poor children. And Daniel never forgot them. He visited often, and the two families became very close friends. Moral of the story: a small act of kindness can change someone's life. When you help others without expecting anything in return, good things find their way back to you. Kindness costs nothing, but it is worth everything.